treasure fan, Joe Pal BD, back here again with another week news announcement. This is for the 19th and 26th of April, 2022. Those of you new to my channel, I try to do this every week with the exception of last week, and I do apologize for that. I put out kind of a list of what's coming out new on Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K for the current week, the upcoming week, and anything majorly announced over the last couple weeks, or that have been announced over the week since I did the last video. Then I kind of go off from there on a little tangent, sometimes stuff like that. I try to keep these short, but here we are, a new week. It's Monday, so a couple things coming out this week. I'm sorry I did not do a video last week. I don't know. I don't have an excuse. I just ended up not doing one last week. Yeah, so it is what it is. So, but I did want to show you a couple things I did pick up from last week. So even though it didn't come up, I did pick up a few titles. So I did get Chucky Season 1. If you have not seen this thing is absolutely amazing. This is a great show. The fact that the creators of Chucky did this show too, they intertwined every Chucky movie, even the straight-to-video ones, incorporate all that into this series. It was so well done. I know it's been picked up for a season 2. This is awesome. This is a really good show. I mean, you've got, all the original cast back from all the movies. You just can't ask for more than that. Brad Dourif still continuing to do the voice of Chucky. It's just amazing. So if you have not seen this, it's only 10 episodes long. Yes, they're about 43 minutes an episode, but it's well worth it if you've not seen it. I highly, highly, highly recommend this series. If you like Child's Play at all, this is really going to be up your alley. So I did pick up this last week. I did get... Now, I heard, and I need confirmation from you guys, is it true or not? I've actually heard from a few people that if you did not get this Steelbook pre-ordered, it was not in stores. It was only pre-order only. So I did get Spider-Man No Way Home on Steelbook. This showed up like a day after. It was like, the release day was Tuesday. I think I got this Wednesday. Really cool. Absolutely beautiful Steelbook. I mean, this thing is just incredible. I'm very glad to have it. I've seen some complaints by other people that could not get this at all. And it's going for quite a bit on eBay right now. But I did get this. I'm really, really super stoked to get it. It came in pristine condition. I was stoked because it was the first time in a really, really, really long time that Best Buy actually shipped it in a box. It was in a box, and it had like bubble wrap in there and stuff like that to protect it. It was like the first, because usually they put it in those like cardboard little, like, that barely goes over to the, that goes barely over the movie itself, and it's like, no, that's great. That's like flimsy cardboard over this thing, and I've got dings and dents, so they really did a good job with this one, so I super appreciate it. So I got this. And the last thing I got last week, a new release week, and I did not know this was coming out till later on the week when I read about it, and I was, holy cow, and this horror series stands back to when I was a kid. My dad was always really into kung fu movies and cheesy B movies, and like, kind of some war movies sometimes and stuff. But my mom was always into like the kind of the horror, or the kind of like apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic, kind of like those movies in the 70s. Like recently I watched a bunch of movies in the 70s that were like I watched Omega Man, which is about pretty much the end of the world. I watched recently, I'd never seen Logan's Run before, so I finally sat down and watched Logan's Run. Again, a very dystopian movie about kind of like population overgrowth and how the world's going to kind of just crumble around and stuff like that. My mom was very much into that stuff. So, and I watched these two movies with her. It's a movie and its sequel, and I watched movies with her several times being a kid, and she always really loved these a lot. I gave her years ago the double feature DVD that had come out for these two movies, and then it went out of print, and I've been able to get them for years, and I've always wanted to get them myself. In fact, I even tried to talk her out of the DVD a few years ago. She's like, no. So, it finally came out. Thank you, Kino Lorber. So this is The Abominable Dr. Phibes and Dr. Phibes Rises Again. These are Vincent Price classics. Again, this is my childhood, like with my mom. Like, this is something my mom would sit down on a Sunday. My dad sometimes had to work on Sundays, and so she would sit down and watch movies like these. And I remember these things. So, they scared the living crap out of me when I was a kid. Not so much anymore, but it was just so much good. And there's so many great memories tied to these two films, and I really, really enjoyed them. And they're still very creepy and very weird for what is these, in the 70s, right? 71 is the first one, the year of my birth. And then 72 was the sequel. So, just Vincent Price. Oh God, I love Vincent Price. It's a shame he's gone, but I really love these two movies. I didn't even know, I hadn't seen this anywhere. And I was thumbing through Best Buy Best Buy's thing like a week ago, and I was like, "What is this?" And so I grabbed it up really quickly. Super awesome. It's got a slipcover. The DVD, the Blu-ray, still the same thing. The cover, but super stoked to get this. Really, really awesome to get this. So, you ever get a chance? Even Peter Cushing's in the sequel. You can't go wrong with him. But if you ever get a chance to check these out, I'm really, really genuinely excited to have this as part of my collection. All right, so that was last week. That's kind of what I picked up last week. Now let's tell you about what's coming out this week. So tomorrow, the 19th, we do have a movie called Serrano coming out tomorrow. We have VHS 94, so I think that's the fourth one in the series. It's coming out on Blu-ray. I'm not really sure. I've seen the other ones; they're really good. Again, I have to see this one, although I did see it had a Rotten Tomatoes score of like 80, 90% or something like that, so I don't know. But I do like the other one, so I want to check that out. Jackass Forever does come out tomorrow. I did watch it on Paramount Plus a couple weeks ago. I thought it was hilarious. It was a total throwback, really, for me. I remember getting together a group of friends, like when the first, second, third Jackass movie come out. We all get together, we go to the movies, just laugh and having so much fun. So it's really kind of a throwback. I really did enjoy it. The problem with these movies is they have a tendency to run a little bit long after a while. After you've watched a few of the gags for over an hour, you're kind of like, okay, all right. But I really did actually enjoy this. I actually liked it, and it was fun. We do have In the Heat of the Night coming out in 4K tomorrow for the first time. We do have Cabin in the Woods coming out in 4K, but it's a steelbook. It's a limited edition steelbook out of Best Buy. Now, it has been available in 4K. I do have it on 4K, but a steelbook's coming out. I did reserve it because this is literally one of my all-time favorite movies. I love Cabin in the Woods. My wife loves Cabin in the Woods. It's a big movie between both of us. It's one of those movies that I can look at her and go, we can't find any watch Cabin in the Woods every time. So really start to get that. It's one of those really cool. It has a slip case on it. I haven't gotten that one yet. And the last movie that comes out tomorrow is, and I actually got it, Best Buy sent it to me early, and that is Heavy Metal 4K Steelbook. Super stoked to have this. I've been a fan of this since this came out. The music, the metal music, this movie it's triumphant. Love this so much. So I did get this Steelbook already. Really stoked. The cool thing about this Steelbook is, the cool thing and the bad thing, I guess, is it does come with Heavy Metal 2000. Also, unfortunate thing is Heavy Metal 2000 is only Blu-ray only. It's not 4K. However, Heavy Metal, the first one, there is a Blu-ray disc in here and there is a 4K disc in here as well. Super stoked to have it though. The animation, this is like my childhood and my teenage years, like right here. This is like actually more my teenage years. I really like this movie. The animation's awesome. The music's awesome. This is something you can just sit down and throw in the player and just go, yeah, jam out to you while you're doing chores around the house, something like that. But it's just really cool stuff. The steelbook is amazing looking. There's not much on the inside, but the steelbook itself, the outside, is amazing. I am so stoked to have this thing. If you really want to see a really good, like, hard rock, like, animated movie, this is your thing. Heavy Metal 2000 is good, too. It has some more contemporary metal artists and stuff like that. And it's really good, too, but you still can't beat the original. So I did get that, and that does come out tomorrow. Best Buy exclusive. I don't know. I think it's still available. I think I saw it yesterday. It's still available on the website. You can still order it. I don't know about how much the stores are going to have, but if you haven't, I definitely highly recommend checking it out. Okay, so that is it for this week. Let's talk about next week. Next week, the 26th, we do have Arrow is releasing 12 Monkeys 4K, the movie, which is really good. And with that being said, let's talk Bruce Willis for a brief moment. I, on this channel, many of times have made fun of Bruce Willis for putting out what seemed like an insane amount of movies over the last couple of years. Like, it just seemed like any script they threw at him, he made. And there goes my cat right there. See her? That's Tilly. What's funny is I feel really bad. I do want to apologize. I would make fun of it going, God, is he going to make anything now? Now that we know he has an illness, I felt bad when I read that. I was like, man, that explains why he's been pumping out movies left and right, because he's got to put these out before he starts having more memory problems. So I felt a little bad about that. He's, because again, if you look back, just type in, go on IMDb and look at Bruce Willis and look at his film, the films he's made in just the last 2 years, and it's a lot. So, but it does make sense. And actually, a lot of the times I've seen some of the movies that are on that list, and so a lot of them, he's only in 10, 15 minutes of the movie, but he gets top billing because he's Bruce Willis. So, but I do understand that, and I do feel bad. I apologize for making fun of that, not knowing that he had an illness, but I do feel bad for him because I'll be honest, there's a lot of Bruce Willis movies out there that I really, really enjoy. Die Hard is a definite Christmas movie every single year, and I've watched it every single year since that movie's been released. I've not missed a year of watching Die Hard, and so many of his other movies I've just enjoyed so much. 12 Monkeys, as I mentioned, 12 Monkeys, I really enjoyed 12 Monkeys. Moonlighting, if you're as old as I am, old as dirt, you'll remember Moonlighting on TV back in the 80s. I love that show. The theme song is in my head right now. Some walk by night. So, and I love that show. David Addison was his character's name, and he was just so much fun. And so it was just, it was comedy. It was funny. You laughed a lot, you know. But he's done so many good movies over the years that it's just really sad to see him. I know sometimes he has issues, and some people, I believe him and Kevin Smith have actually made up after, was it Cop Out was the movie they were in. They didn't get along very well, you know. But it's just, it's unfortunate it takes things like this to where people kind of sit back for a second and go, hey, you know, let's let this all go, and let's just, you know, be friends here. So I do wish him well. I hope everything goes okay for him. And I do appreciate all the movies he's made over the years, and just the Die Hard movies alone, all those movies, I've enjoyed every one of them. Yes, they all haven't been good, but they've all been fun. That's for sure. You can't deny that. So I wish him well, and well, here's hoping that Nicolas Cage doesn't have the same problem, that he's just making movies because what the hell, might as well. Although there's that new one coming out. Speaking of Nicolas Cage, there's that new one coming out where he plays Nicolas Cage. I actually really want to see that movie. It looks really interesting. Okay, so let's get back to it. So next week we do have Singing in the Rain coming out in 4K for the first time. There is a steelbook. Now I couldn't determine. I saw the steelbook on a listing. Couldn't tell it was Best Buy or if it's just a general release of steelbook. But there is a steelbook version of that coming out. Criterion was releasing the documentary For All Mankind. I actually have that on Blu-ray. Yeah, that's her. What? So I do have that on Blu-ray, but it's coming out in 4K for the first time. It's a really good documentary about space, you know, U.S. space program and stuff like that. And also Paramount's releasing some more titles tomorrow. They're releasing next week. I'm sorry, Orange County, He Said, She Said, Win a Date with Ted Hamilton are all coming out next week on Blu-ray for the first time, which is really cool. Again, it's one of those things where stop. What is your problem? Okay, you want me to? No, you want me to do it? Okay, fine. So it's one of those things where Paramount is just cranking them out, and I loved Orange County. That's a funny movie. I probably will pick that up, and they're cheap too, like $14. Then usually when they go on sale, they're 10, so it's not a bad deal. Then the big theatrical title coming out next week is Moonfall. I did reserve that. I'm really curious to see that movie, see what it's about, see what's going on. It's a disaster flick. I love disaster flicks. I explained to you earlier about my mom being into that kind of stuff. That's where I get that from. It's from her being into disaster flicks. So that comes out this week. It's Blu-ray, DVD. There's a 4K, and there is a Best Buy limited edition steelbook for that one. And then the last thing they have coming out next week is Cat's Eye Season 1. So, never seen that show before. Didn't even know there was a show of that. But that is coming out. Looks like Season 1 next week, so I'm going to have to check that out myself. So that is it for this week and next week. Let me have one pause. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Sorry about that. My cat she's having one of those days. You can still see her right there. She's looking around for a toy. She's one of those cats where you can actually get a pipe cleaner or something like that, and she gets all into it and she throws it. She plays fetch with you. I've never had a cat play fetch before. This cat plays fetch. So anyways, let's talk about what's coming out. Anything that was new announced over the last week. So we did get the Bourne movies in a limited edition box set coming out in 4K. They've all been available in 4K. First time it's like a limited edition, like anniversary series, like some sort of anniversary set coming out June 7th. So it's basically the same movies that's already been on 4K, just in another box set. All right, next we do have, and this is kind of weird timing here, but there is a limited edition Men in Black 25th anniversary steelbook, 4K steelbook coming out on the, was it this summer? For Men in Black, kind of weird timing. Like I read this, like, gosh, must have been like a couple days after actually it was like a week after the whole thing that went down to the Oscars. So kind of weird that they're releasing a 25th anniversary steelbook. I guess I didn't realize it's been 25 years since Men in Black come out, but interesting. Also, the Batman, which there's the big news. There's a big one announced. So those of you that don't know, if you have HBO Max like I do, it's on there now. You can actually click on HBO Max, log on there. As soon as you get on, big poster for the Batman. It's up there now. Now, those of you, like, and I still haven't seen it, so at least I can watch it now. They did announce it comes out May 24th on Blu-ray, DVD, 4K. There is a limited edition steelbook coming out in Best Buy. That I pre-ordered that right away because I wanted to make sure, because I didn't want to I have the funny feeling it's going to end up being the same thing as this one. There won't be enough. So I made sure I pre-ordered that right away. But that is coming out. Looks really cool. I'm sure Walmart and Target will have some sort of special edition with those two. The movie just passed 750 million worldwide or something like that gross. So I'm sure there's going to be some other special editions of that out there. Paramount Presents, the Paramount line. Paramount Presents, they announced First Wives Club coming out the 28th of June. Fargo 4K is coming out this summer. Not sure yet, but it's coming out sometime this summer. We do have Sequest DSV, the complete series, coming out on Blu-ray for the first time, and that's going to come out in the 19th of July. First time available on Blu-ray. I do have them all on DVD. Coming out on Blu-ray, great series, man. Roy Scheider, you know, just a fun show back in the, I want to say, late 80s, early 90s. A lot of fun, but that's coming out the complete series on Blu-ray for the first time. We do have Ray Donovan, the movie, coming out May 24th. So those of you Ray Donovan fans, there's a movie that will be coming out next month. And then the last thing is a new Ip Man movie called The Awakening coming out June 26th. Don't know about that one. It does not have Donnie Yen in it. It's a different guy. There's a lot of IP. I've noticed that. So those of you that don't know, I recently sat down. I'd never watched it before. I actually picked up the first three at a Best Buy sale for like $10. It was a 3-pack, and then I got the fourth one when it came out. I recently sat down about a week ago and watched, about a week and a half ago, I guess, all 4 movies over the course of a few days. And I will be doing reviews of those movies later this week in a review session, along with I'm going to be doing a review of, the Star Trek The Motion Picture 4K Director's Cut that just was released on Paramount Plus last week. I finally got down this weekend to really dive into that and take a look at that, which, awesome. So I'll be doing a review on that. Plus, later on this week, I got some, I wanted to show you some movies I've picked up recently. There's kind of a few things I've picked up recently, but be on the lookout for those. But I did recently watch the IP Man movies. I absolutely love them. I did not think I would like them as much as I did, and I really did. So I'm going to do an in-depth review on those. But there is this one coming out. It's another one, I guess, just in the series, because I picked up at Dollar Tree, actually. There was a TV series based upon that too. So I'm a little leery because I really got used to Donnie Yen being Ip Man. And so now I'm going to go into some of these other movies and TV series, maybe that he's not that. So sometimes I have a little bit of trouble doing that, so we'll see. But be on the lookout for those later this week. Those will be going up too. Hopefully Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, probably somewhere in there. Those will be going up. That is it for now. I want to thank everybody so much for watching the video. Like, subscribe, the bell, leave me some comments if you feel like you want to. Please share this video. I really, truly appreciate everything that you guys do. Watching my videos means a lot more to me than you guys ever know. I am sorry about the tardiness of some of the videos lately. I've just got wrapped up in life, you know. But I'm back. I'm doing my stuff again. So everybody, please take care and be safe out there. Always keep hunting. You know, you never know what you're going to find. I can almost guarantee you within the next couple weeks, there's going to be a Dollar Tree run again. So always keep hunting. Please take care. And as always, live long and prosper.